G'day trendsetters, today I'm in Tuskegee, Alabama, and right behind me is Vel's Trendsetter Styling Salon. There you go, welcome to the city of Tuskegee, home of Tuskegee University and the Tuskegee Airmen. This area has some interesting history, especially concerning the Tuskegee Airmen. Now I'm going to be riding past and showing you, hopefully, the airfield, etc. But that part of the video is towards the end because that's how my route goes today. Sorry about that. So, that point aside, let's start a little tour of downtown Tuskegee. Right there is the Macon County Courthouse. Let's get a closer look. So the courthouse is actually Judge Aubrey Ford Jr. Justice Center. I've mentioned this before in my previous videos. I'm not a religious bloke, but this town appears to have quite a few interesting churches, and I do enjoy checking out church architecture. Tuskegee, like a lot of towns I've seen and visited so far, has a square at its center, and the downtown is circled around the square, so let's have a look at that. Tiger paws. There's some neat buildings here. This is the Tuskegee Methodist Church, erected in 1861. Beautiful building. There looks to be many stained glass windows there, but they're all protected, I guess, from the elements, the sun, etc. There we go. You cannot go anywhere in the southeast without visiting a Piggly Wiggly. Right there is the Booker T. Washington childhood cabin. Let's get closer. I believe it's a replica. I believe this building is the Tuskegee Library. There are some amazing homes in this town already. Look at that. This used to be the Southern Community College, and the building is for sale. It's a pretty interesting building, actually. And on the right is the Tuskegee Repertory Theatre Incorporated. It's a pretty neat historic building there. According to the cornerstone, it was built in 1935. And there is the Tuskegee News. Tuskegee, established 1865. This used to be a Chevron petrol station at one point in time. That used to be a tyre dealership and probably a petrol station right there as well. And across the road, another former petrol station. And this one has, well, I don't know if those are the original pumps, but they might be. I think they are, actually. Okay, it's time to get rolling here. There's definitely a few things I've missed, which I might cover later on in the day, but the forecast temperature is going to be over 100 Fahrenheit with the heat index, so it's going to be pretty hot. And I've got about 75 miles on tap today, so I want to get rolling early, even though I once again have a late start. On the right side of the road there is Lake Tuskegee. And there's the Tuskegee Fire Department. The Macon Hotel is long out of business, but one of those classic old American roadside hotels. Here is a teaser, folks. You'll have to wait until the end of the video, or you can fast forward, I guess, if you have to, but you'll miss out all my amazing observations. Here I am on the first dirt and gravelly road of the day, and it starts, interestingly enough, going straight uphill according to the Garmin. And there are 15 no-to climbs on this course today. It's going to be a tough one. How's this? The very first road I'm taking is fantastic and almost bush bashing. It appears that I'm inside a pine forest. I don't think it's a plantation. Usually those trees are all laid up in a nice order of rows, etc. But regardless, this is looking to be a pretty good ride today, and hopefully with a lot of shade and tree cover. Here I am in the middle of Alabama, somewhere inside a beautiful forest. Progress is temporarily halted by this massive tree at the base of the next climb. You don't see that too often, do you? A bicycle atop a fallen tree. Climb number 2. And you can see I'm already glowing. It's going to be a very long day today. Okay, so we've got our first bit of slide-orama on the route, and historically I have bad luck with this. So let's take the right side. Okay, bad luck continued. Look how deep that is. But I haven't got my shoes dirty yet. Look at that, the mud's so deep, the bike is standing up by itself. And who knows how deep that water is right there. Now let's dig the bike out here. We're gonna have to hike a bike here in a second. Oh yeah, that was pretty well stuck in then, look at that. Sludged pretty hard. This is how you do bike reviews though. You don't ride around the parking lot and look all pretty. Bike covered in crap where possible. I hope you can see that, folks. That is a pretty seriously steep climb. From memory, I have about 20 miles or 32 kilometers of these sorts of gravel tracks through this forest, whose name I forget, but I'll overlay in the description. But I'm not going to show you an entire video of forest roads, because after a while, a lot of it looks the same. Climb number 5. Climb number 7. It doesn't look steep from this angle. And it has leveled off actually. It was averaging about 8%, now it's down to about 4%. It's nice. This is indeed a rare sight, a dirt and gravelly road that crosses a highway. How crazy is that? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 abandoned houses in a row, and they look to be in pretty decent shape here in the middle of nowhere, Alabama. It would appear I'm rolling into the first town along the route, which could not come at a better time. I'm pretty tapped out already. Entering the town of Lochapoca, Alabama. And on the left there is the stop I'm going to visit, or I should say the shop I'm going to visit. I'm bloody toast, people. And it is hot as F right now. Into the shop we go, mask donned. Well folks, it is blistering hot, as you can see from the look of my face. Anyway, rehydration time. And I even got myself a tinny, a Miller Lite. Don't be judgmental, because it's hot and there's not a lot of choices out here in the middle of nowhere. Time to crack this Frosty, oh yeah. There you go, Lochapoca, 1836. We'll scope out this town, it's quite small I understand. This is it, Lochapoca proper. Time to poke around. So I'm going to do a little loop away from town and come back through the main area of Lochapoca. Look at that beautiful house right there. There's the Masonic Lodge for Lochapoca, number 292. You can never ever say that I don't bring you items of great cultural interest. Trendsetters, check out that creeper slash vine action on the left. I'm sure one of the botanists or arborists could likely identify what that vine was exactly. Desolation inside Lochapoca. However, there's a Dollar General in Lochapoca. Those little businesses seem to flourish wherever they appear in small town USA. Some kind of abandoned business there on the right. Well, here we are poking around in Lochapoca. Unfortunately, this little drag through town is quite busy. On the left is the Lochapoca Community Centre, and I apologise in advance if I've totally messed up the pronunciation of this town name. Lochapoca United Methodist Church, founded 1849. And here you go folks, there's a nice older home. Well, actually may not be older, it just looks older. Anyway, it's for sale. Looks like the fire department right there. Yes it is. Lochapoca Station, southwest. There's the Salgahatchee Animal Hospital right there. Salgahatchee. And this is a cool old former general store. Formerly Fred's Feed and Seed. It looks like they're rebuilding something here. And just there is the town hall of Lochapoca. There you go folks. An article about this very store. I'll pan down slowly. You can feel free to pause the video and read the entire article. There's a couple of placards here, so I'll be sure to film those. And there is a museum. Here we go. Lochapoca Historic District. And there is a sign all about the Lee County Historical Society. And you won't believe what's next door to the Lee County Museum Historical Society. The Lochapoca Post Office, postcode 36865. And this is actually a pretty cool little post office. It has a catering business next door to it. I would wager this is a one-person operation. In fact, it's open. No, it's not. The mailboxes are open. Anyway, there you go. For my non-Americano fans, I'm going to give you a quick look inside a small post office. See, those are all mailboxes you can rent, etc. PO boxes. And behind that door, which is closed right now, is the post office itself. And it likely has a counter for service and so on. These are the back streets of the small town of Lochapoca, Alabama. And there is a classic windmill. That windmill was likely used for pumping water from the ground at some point. Pardon the incessant beeping from the Wahoo navigation device. It's saying reroute, 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 and it's driving me nuts. Okay folks, rolling into Notasulga, Alabama. I believe this is quite a small town, so it may not take me too long to provide you with an informative tour, but let's find out what is in Notasulga. There's the Macedonia Baptist Church. Now, I'm curious, and one of the locals watching this video can correct me, is it Notasulga or Notasulga? Straight ahead, the business district of Notasulga, and there's the water tower. Telecon Farmers Co-op on the right there. Everything for your farm can be found right here at the co-op. There's the Notasulga waterworks, and there's the water tower. Pardon the sun glare. And the Notasulga United Methodist Church. Entering Notasulga proper, there's the volunteer fire department. And there's a sign there, Notasulga welcomes you. I wonder if that's City Hall something? I don't know. No, I think that's City Hall right there. No, it's not. Okay, I better go off the bike and have a look. And here's the view from the main street of Notasulga. Okay, that might have been a bank at one point in time. Yes, I guess it was. Now it's a construction company. Now there's Town Hall for Notasulga. Here be the United States Post Office for Notasulga, Alabama 36866. That concludes the tour of Notasulga. It's time to continue on. We've got about, I think, 17 miles or 28 kilometers left to ride. And naturally, I'm riding right now in the heat of the day. It's about, the computer says 42 degrees Celsius. So that's about 104, and it's 4:10 p.m. East Coast time, 3:10 Central. Lovely and toasty. Okay, there's supposed to be a railway crossing here, but that doesn't appear to be legit anymore. A railway crossing, if you get off and walk through the woods, I can see a path over there. That's where my route's going. Yeah. If you are forced to cross a live railway track, the sign being shiny rails, look both ways many times and listen for an approaching train, either the rumbling of the engine, horn, etc. Clearly this road's good because someone's been driving this section of it recently. Ah, perfect, it connects. There was a sign back there, I don't know if I filmed it, but it did indicate there was a crossing. So I guess the railway just cut that crossing off some time ago. There you go, see, there was a railway crossing at one point in time as I'm riding away from the former railway crossing. This is what the doctor ordered, some beautiful shaded gravelly roads. I did forget to mention earlier my bike that I'm riding, but undoubtedly you've already noticed that, the Cannondale Topstone Lefty Carbon, but I'm not riding the stock wheels. They are the new Night Composite 650B gravel specific model, and they are making a serious improvement upon the stock wheel set that comes with this bike. Rot roll. Road closed to through traffic. Let's see what the issue is here. Hopefully it's not a bridge out or something dodgy. Oh yeah, there's something fishy here. Look at this. Yikes. Okay, we might be able to walk down that. Let's get closer and have a look. Well, we haven't done any bush bashing in this video, so it's time to change that. Thankfully, the water there is not very deep. Here we are on another adventure. Thankfully that water's clear so I can see what's underneath, but there's actually a nice little crossing point over there where I can probably ride it. I could ride this, but I don't want to get my feet wet right now, to be honest with you. However, it would probably feel bloody amazing. Not a problem, boys and girls. I so want to sit in that water for a little while, but I don't know how clean it is. But I'm going to use that nice flowing water action to clean off my wheels, get them all sparkly again after they got dunked earlier. There you go, look at that. That's how you clean your bike. Well, not really, but improvisation here. I'm on to the 14th climb of the day at the moment, feeling the legs in the heat of the day, but I can smell the barn. Hey folks, I'm on the city limits of Tuskegee. I've messed it up again. Tuskegee, you know what I'm trying to say. Here you go folks, Tuskegee Airmen National Historic Site. You'll have to forgive me, I don't know a whole lot about this airfield. I will have to tour this facility another time when it's open. I'm pretty certain the operating hours are affected by COVID, unfortunately. Well folks, that's an abbreviated tour of the airfield for the Tuskegee Airmen. Hope to return another time. I'd love to see if there's any aircraft in that hangar from the period of time when this airfield was operational. and I encourage you to visit as well. We're almost back to the start of the ride. A couple of very neat abandoned old houses. Well folks, that about wraps up this video. I am completely toast with the heat. That point aside, I hope you enjoyed tagging along, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Gravel Cyclist YouTube channel, and don't forget to click the bell button to be notified of future videos as they appear on the channel. I'll see you in the next video.